Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Ethereum is providing or is showing great strength at the moment. If you remember, I gave you these price targets here when we were just climbing up here throughout October. Gave you that top price target. We did hit that perfectly with the Elliott Wave method. Calculated, that worked out. We then dropped down, came into this target area. People didn't want to believe we would get down to that level. We did, even though very shortly, but we did come into the target area. Again, perfectly calculated with the Elliott Wave method. And it just shows, I think, that even though nobody talked about this. Nobody talked about this. And, you know, people who now say a Bitcoin below 30K is impossible, right? You know, we'll see. We'll see. And again, I'm happy to be proven wrong. But what is Ethereum doing now? It's providing great strength. So there are two scenarios for Ethereum. With the first one here still, I think, being active and being possible. This is the more bullish scenario where we have to assume that we've already seen the low. Yeah, even though Bitcoin might drop, this scenario assumes that Ethereum has already built this low and that this is the low and we're not getting below it at 3,250. Yeah, 3,250. This scenario would assume that we now go up above the yellow target box here and get two levels of around 5,500, maybe even all the way up to 6,200. To do that, we need to break above a key resistance level, and that key resistance level, let me go to the 4-hour chart. To do that, probably ideally in today's trading, well, throughout today, we would break above 4,430. Now you can see that we have just, you see this white line here? This is that resistance level, and we have not come above it. You can see how relevant the fib levels are. This is the 0.214 fib level. Here on the chart it says 4,424. Yeah, this is that level. So around about 4,430. We need to get above that one to really continue that push up. And again, we failed here. If we do this, it's getting more likely that we have already seen that low and that we are climbing up here and getting to levels of around 5,500 US dollars, maybe even higher. This is the scenario that becomes active and more probable if we break above 4,430. So watch that key level. If we stay below that level, then we have to assume lower prices and we have to take another wave count into play here. And I did show you that other scenario in my last video after I updated you that we did hit here the target levels perfectly. And to be honest, in order to prepare you better for these things, as the Silver and Gold channel members will know, on Discord I've now created a channel where you can see my sell and buy orders, so we can put limit orders in place that will be triggered as soon as we hit these levels. And if you don't want to join as a channel member, that's of course fine. Then still you have these target levels here. You can follow them or not. This is no financial advice. This is only what I'm doing, of course. So no financial advice here at all, and I can be wrong, of course. As you know, I'm not doing this full time. So there we go. Still, it has been very accurate. Now, the other scenario would be that we extend this fib level or these fibs and start from this wave down there. This would assume that we are going to see lower prices. And just not to confuse you, I will put another target box on the chart now, which will have a different color. So we are going to see that next to each other. That would assume that we are going to come down lower at some point here in the near future into this target area, which will play out like that. So this will be between, again, just a different Fibonacci levels drawn here and a different wave count. So let me just change here the color for that one. Maybe I'll make it orange, whatever. Yeah, so in this one here, then we would assume that we come down once more where we weren't actually in this range. So we would come down in the range of 3,300 and 2,400. I think this becomes very likely if Ethereum fails to break above 4,430 and if Bitcoin drops without having that relief rally I talked about in the Bitcoin video. So if you haven't watched the Bitcoin video, I do expect Bitcoin to come into the region of 558k. Yeah, a little bit higher, a little bit lower, whatever, but somewhere in this region. And I gave you the levels in the Bitcoin video about that. If Bitcoin does that, I would expect Ethereum to break the 4,430 and then come down here into the target area. No, sorry, to break the 4,430 and then go up into new all-time high areas fairly soon. Sorry about the noise. There's something going on outside. But anyway, I'll carry on. If Bitcoin does not get there into this yellow target area, I would expect Ethereum to drop into this area down there. So we've got two scenarios here. Important to watch, therefore, is that 4,430 level. If we keep below that, this here becomes very likely. If we climb above that, I think we have to assume that this year was already the low and that we're going to see fairly soon all-time highs. These are my scenarios for Ethereum. Hopefully, that prepares you for the future. Hope you liked it. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.